right, well, we're back. NAL Live, special edition. I got all the league owners and the commissioner here, Chris Siegfried, with me. He's up in Jacksonville. I am at the Haynes compound here in Central Florida.
Nice.
But these guys are up in Jacksonville. How's it going, Chris?
It's going good. Wrapped up day one of the owners' meetings. So tired, but it was a very good day.
Those are always, like bittersweet. It's like you get, so much done, but at the end of the day, you're just like ready to go crash. So it looks like you've had a long day. You look tired.
I am tired, man. Just everything leading up to it, and we had a lot of business to go over, and and especially today with everything going on in the world with the pandemic and everything, is just a lot of unknowns for everybody, for all the leagues, really, when you think about it. So, but all in all, it was a great, productive day. Got all the ownership groups in. I think somebody broke a glass. So, I'm set up in the lobby. Obviously, we didn't have the meetings in the lobby. We were in some rooms, but we're just kind of waiting to go grab some grub now. But it was a good day. It was all business oriented. It was really no fluff. It was just all about the business of arena football in the National Arena League.
I'm guessing the media guy's posted on our Facebook page too. He wants to know how the NAL media guy did today. So
he did a great job. He did an excellent job. He's but he really did. He's exceptional at what he does. We're blessed to have him helping us out.
I don't think a lot of people realize what goes into hosting and putting on, league meetings from the commissioner side, and then also from just the team that's hosting it. So, kind of tell us a little bit, like what happens at these meetings. What's it take from your standpoint to put this together?
I mean, so when you're operating a league at this level, let's call it, versus an NFL or even a major college, when they have hundreds of people running around doing all the littlest things for you. You just have to have people doing multiple aspects of the job. As you know, personally, from personal experience, you were actually very helpful for me, getting this thing together. We kind of put it together last minute, but Jacksonville's a host city for the meetings. They were able to hook up the hotels. So logistically, they took care of a lot of that end of it. But being that our league office doesn't have
the league office
employees, when we don't have something, it all comes down to me, right? So I lean on certain people. Steven Chitolo is one of them that I lean on to just help me out with some small things, and yourself, you've helped me out with some things as well, because with this type of meeting, it's really not about football operations or the game or recruiting players. That's all the fun stuff, so to speak, right? This is about, okay, how do we make money? How do we survive as a business? How do we run this as a business? And how do we increase or improve our fan experience? How do we make this the best show in the world? Greetings from Chile and South America.
That's awesome, isn't it? Worldwide.
I gotta fill you in on something. We have for 2021, we actually have an international exemption player if you're from South America. So football is actually, people probably don't know this, but football is huge down in Chile and in South America. American football is huge. Soccer is huge all over the world. Right. But American football is gaining traction all over the world. And in South America, without getting into too much detail, we have big plans for South America and Chile in particular. So we're going to be able to have players come in from South America and play in the National Arena League in 2021. And we'll just say in the future after that, it's going to be more than just a few players here and there coming to the NAL from countries like Chile.
Are we talking expansion teams, or
anything can happen?
Cannot confirm nor deny.
Let's just say, kind of.
So how did that even come about? I think that's a great thing. I think there's such great football throughout the world, and it's growing. And this is a great opportunity to bring that flavor here.
a lot of things that happen in life, just God puts people in your path or in everybody's path for a reason. So things, you hear that saying, things happen for a reason. So we have an owner in our league, Josh Blair from the Columbus Lions, who I don't want to mess up the story. Maybe I can get him on here in a little bit, but he spent some time in Chile, and during the time spent in Chile, he ran across an individual down there that was running a football league, football teams down there, and just one thing led to another. That's how the initial introduction started, and we just formed a relationship. We set up Josh set up a meeting with myself and Eugenio, and it was interesting because Eugenio doesn't speak. He speaks better English than I speak Spanish, so to speak. But we met a few months ago in Winter Garden and had a discussion. And it was funny. I'm grabbing my phone because we literally were sitting across having lunch, and we actually were getting better via the WhatsApp. Just texting each other and translating, on the iPhones. But one thing led to another. He runs football down in Chile, and there's all these players. And there's actually a lot of players down there that have gotten workouts for the NFL. So there's a lot of exceptional athletes down there. So, the first step was, hey, let's create a roster spot for these guys, because obviously it costs a lot of money for these guys to come to the States. And it's not just a matter of, are you big enough, physical enough? They've got plenty of great athletes down there. We need to teach them the game of the National Arena League and Arena League football, right? So we're creating a position that, hey, it doesn't cost the teams any extra roster spots, so to speak. But if you bring a player in from one of these South American countries, you get basically a free roster spot. So, and it gives these young athletes from Chile and the surrounding countries the experience of playing our brand of football. And then it also kind of is a test of, what they need to do to, maybe create a team or two,
right?
Maybe an expansion team in the future.
Yeah.
So, anything's possible. The sky's the limit for football in South America and for the National Arena League.
Yeah, Brazil has got a growing, American football participation as well. So I think that whole region is really and there's some talent, like you said. So it's going to be cool to see that. I think that's a great opportunity, not only for the league, the teams, but all those players down there that, I'm sure that there's not college football probably, or if there is, there's not much. So this will give them a great opportunity to play, some great football. So what do you do at these meetings? Is it just like the good old boys? Are you guys drinking drinks and smoking cigars? What's going on?
No, I wish. Basic days, we go, outside of some basic introduction type stuff, we basically go team by team, and we take they give us a snapshot of where are you at with your sales, where are you at with your business, how's your team doing. Obviously this year being one of those years where it's like everything's kind of down because of all the uncertainty, but we need to take a snapshot with each team and find out, okay, where are we doing great, where are we struggling, and how can we help each other. Certain teams are going to do great in some areas, and maybe they struggle in some other areas. So in addition to kind of taking each team and seeing where they're at, the other side of it is kind of combining best practices from each team. Like Jacksonville might do something differently than Columbus or than Albany or whatever, and every little bit helps, right? And if you come together and just help each other with what we call best practices, how can each team improve their way of operating their business? Because at the end of the day, the goal is to have this sport and have this league survive for years and years and years to come. And if someone's can find a way to save $10, $15, $20,000 or a way to generate $10, $20, $30,000 more revenue. Maybe they're 1 year they're losing money, maybe the next year they're making money, but it's streamlining the business. Because at the end of the day, as much as these owners and want to provide a product for each local market, they still need to think about the business side of it and not spending hundreds of thousands or losing hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's really trying to streamline the product while improving the in-game fan experience. Obviously we have fantasy football coming for 2021 and a lot of other great, exciting things that are new for the National Arena League. So it's just taking the business and this year more than any, finding ways that, hey, how do we survive through this crazy pandemic when a lot of people are struggling, teams are struggling. We have to find a way to survive and make sure that this brand of football is here to stay. It's not like all fun and games. We're just gonna shoot the crap and take shots and smoke cigars. I mean, it's none of that going on. I promise.
Man, these meetings are different than the ones we used to have, but no.
But no, we had a few different presentations by different potential vendors, and unlike maybe years past in other leagues or whatnot, there was no fluff type meetings, right? This is all about
let's get better.
How do you if your arena is not sold out, how do you sell it out? So what do you do? More ways to generate sales. And the fun part of it is towards the end, once we get that done with the business side, then it's fun to see some of the owners talking a little trash to each other.
Right. They get along up until that point.
It's a combination. It's like maximizing the fan experience, maximizing sponsor exposure, at the same time not wasting funds, especially in today's market. So, and the other thing that changes too is, back in the day, like when I first started coaching, everything was like, hey, from a football operations standpoint, we're mailing DVDs, no, not DVDs. I'm sorry, VHS.
Yeah.
we're overnighting,
we had to do like 3 or 4 different copies, right? Everywhere. Yeah.
So just like back in 2000 to 2004, 2005, we were mailing out these VHS tapes. Well, everything's digital now. Well, not only is game exchange digital, well, marketing is digital, the future of everything seems to be digital. So instead of print advertising, we talk about digital advertising, geo marketing, and all these different things that, I don't
know what they do, but it sounds good. And
yeah, so
it's amazing though, what some of this stuff can do. And I think, from looking at your agenda that you put together, it's like, what I was really impressed with is it was business. It wasn't like, let's spend 2 days talking about rule changes. And, everybody gets caught up so much in the play, at these leagues sometimes, where they forget about, the business. And it is a business. And if you're not successful or you're not growing, it's hard to stay around. So I think, you putting that together and then giving the teams tools to be successful, like you said, some of those vendors out there, I mean, that's what it takes. And it's good to hear that there's a lot of collaboration going on throughout the league, because like you said, every team's got their little specialty. Jacksonville might be great at XYZ and Columbus another thing. So, I think that's great. I'm excited to kind of hear from some of the other owners too.
Yeah, we're going to get some of these guys over here pretty shortly.
Keep going. Show us where they're at. Are they at is that the bar behind you or what?
I want to make sure they're all decent. Hold on. Yeah, we're gonna bring the rookie owner over. We're gonna bring over. They're telling them to put a shark shirt on.
We had Tim on Facebook asking if Ontario was going to have a team this season. So it's great that
Ontario, California. Yep. So I'm gonna bring him in here. Patrick Johnson, Andrew Haynes.
How's it going, Patrick?
Hey, how you doing?
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step away and just I got to check on all the other guys while you guys
go babysit, Chris. Let's see if we can get some league fines tonight.
Yes,
all right?
I'm going to make sure everybody's being good. So have at it.
Okay.
Hey, nice to have you on, Patrick. We are live, so we're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, everything. So we'll have some questions as well. But how was your first league meetings?
Oh, it was great. Very, very informational. Most of the uncertainties that I had, from lack of experience, I was able to get mostly all my questions answered. So just really thankful just to be able to come and sit down here and just, kind of, in a think tank atmosphere and really get some answers, to some questions that I had, because I was nervous, considering, we got the season coming up here in 3-4 months.
Blink.
So I feel a lot better. I'm not as anxious now.
Well, I mean, and that's normal. I mean, everyone started out as a rookie owner at some point, and I've been there myself. And what's cool is it's a brotherhood though. So if you need help, it's like, hey, call, text. I always like to do that, and then I like to talk some trash though when we get closer to the games. But like right now,
they're talking trash about
already.
Me, trashing me already. Talking about my shirt. Already getting on my clothes right now, man.
Yeah, no, man. Don't pay them any mind. Don't pay them any mind.
Don't worry. I have me a couple more drinks. I'll be
ready to go.
Giving it back to them. Yeah.
No, it's a fun time. It's exciting. Just know, I mean, I've been in the game almost 20 years on the front office side, and I don't know it all still. So I'm constantly asking people and trying to get better and share ideas and, just continue that. I think number one is you're playing out at the Toyota. Is it the Toyota Center?
Toyota Arena or Ontario Arena.
Yeah, that's a great facility. I was involved in indoor soccer, and they have the Ontario Fury there.
Right.
They did. So we used to come out and play there. So beautiful facility. My uncle lives in Rancho Cucamonga, right next door.
Yeah.
So,
right there. Yeah, it's just real excited about the opportunity to be able to, because I went to Redlands High School, which is not very far from there. Also, so just to be able to come back to where my roots are, for the most part, and be able to own a sports franchise and be able to impact the community which I came from, is just really a dream come true in a lot of ways. But there's been some uncertainty, obviously, with with COVID-19 and whether or not you're going to be able to. How many seats you're going to be able to invite fans to and things of that nature. But it's still a really, really, really good opportunity. Being in the Southern California market, it's the largest media market on the West Coast. San Bernardino County, the Inland Empire, most of those fans do not like to go to LA to go to a sporting event. They hate driving.
Exactly.
And so we're able to go and put a product in there. There's never been football in that arena before. So it's really exciting. And that's a football crazy part of the state.
Huge.
Yeah. So just really fortunate. And there's a hotbed of talent there. We really don't have to really break Southern California, and we can put our entire team together. So just
you shouldn't have to worry about housing or talent. That's for sure. I mean, there's a ton of it out there. So
yeah, well, on the housing side, I mean, it's it costs more than in some other places, but your opportunity to have a profitable venture is better because you're in a larger population center. So just thankful to be able to do it.
What I like about that too is you're in a big market, so there's a lot of major league teams there. So there's a lot of corporate dollars, and those corporate companies are used to spending, significant money on those major league teams. So, coming in a little bit below that, at this level, I think you'll be able to do really well on the corporate side. And then, that area is such a huge family area. The population is great. I mean, it's I think you're in a great market, great building, and especially you being from there. But how did you what made you decide to start a team?
I always had a dream to own a professional sports franchise. I wanted to own an NFL team by the time I was 50. Um, had no idea how that would ever come to fruition or come to pass. But one of the things that I knew that I needed was some practical experience at running a sports franchise. Whether I had all the money to do it and had the backing to do it, if I ever wanted to go take that next step, one of the main reason why I wouldn't qualify for it is because I just don't have that practical experience at running a sports franchise. So thankfully, this opportunity came up, and then, and then be able to go and do it where I'm from. I mean, I have a home like 30 minutes away, so it's just very, 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 very easy. It was really easy for me to be able to transition into doing it. But yeah, just very thankful.
What's been kind of the biggest surprise that you've kind of come across, or the biggest thing that is different than what you were anticipating when you got into it?
The depth, just the depth of things. Even though these are, a smaller, I guess a smaller value sports franchise. I mean, all the work is pretty much the same. There's a lot of moving parts. In terms of corporate sponsorships, in terms of your insurance, and then your recruiting players, and then you have to evaluate play. I mean, there's just so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
There's no way I would have even. There's just so many layers of it. There's so many layers of it. Yeah, very, very humbling experience as well. Very humbling because you have to know.
Oh yeah.
And really, this is why these meetings are good, because I had a lot of anxiety about. I mean, there's just stuff that I just didn't know. In terms of our pricing. That's all relative to your market. And then just try to get all those things figured out, and then you're picking uniforms, and then you got to make sure that your uniforms aren't similar to others, and then you're working with the scheduling, things of that nature, where it's a lot. But I'm really thankful just for the education and opportunity. For sure.
Yeah. Well, I think too, these meetings, what's good about them is now you're getting to meet these other owners and other, front office people face to face. So now when you go back, it's not just a phone call or anything like that. You have a relationship and can really, call or reach out, because all these guys, everybody wants the same thing, and that's the NAL to be successful. And when you have that, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's even deeper than that. I mean, these guys are, sharing, pertinent information, in terms of budgets and cash flow models and projections, and even down to templates for marketing material and things of that nature. Stuff that if you had to go and create from scratch, there's a cost to that. And education that. Yeah, and so just to be able to have guys say, hey, here's this is right here, and then, you have to work your numbers a little bit relative to your area, but now you got these templates. It's just very thankful.
So is your head hurt from just being in those meetings all day? It's like sometimes by the time I'm done, I'm just like, oh man, I don't want to do anything.
Well, I flew out on a red eye last night and didn't get any sleep, so I haven't had any sleep in almost 24 hours.
Wow.
But I'm less anxious now, because
some peace.
There's just I have an understanding of what else is needed and required in order for me to start launching my ticket sales, and that was kind of something that I was worried about, because I had not created all those templates. But I don't have to create them, because I got guys here that already have them.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really, really cool to be able to get that information. Guys are willing to share that. And we want to see the league expand. We want to see the league grow. So it's really, really awesome. Really awesome.
Yeah, and there's no sense in recreating the wheel. If stuff has worked out there for people, you know, it's great to be sharing that stuff. So
yeah.
So tell us this: who is the biggest trash talker there?
I don't know yet. Well, I would probably say Rob. He talks a lot of trash.
Rob, okay.
He's very funny though, but he talks trash. And then you got other guys chirping, a little bit. See, they're just talking about my sweater.
Getting a little comfortable.
Oh yeah, I could already just now, right before I walked up, somebody said something. Now they're giving it to me already. But okay, sorry.
How are things going since you're the brand new team? Have you got a head coach yet? Have you started putting any front office together, or what's kind of your timeline for kind of putting those things together going forward?
Yeah, our front office is for the most part intact. I have Achilles Smith, who was my quarterback at the University of Oregon. He had a career at the Cincinnati Bengals. He played for like 5 years or something like that. He handles our personnel. I trust him with my life. Rory Derry is our vice president of operations. He was my academic counselor in college. Yeah, and played football at the University of Oregon. And he handles, he has my back, and he kind of handles the operations from a day-to-day basis. I have another individual by the name of Quentin Harley. He played professional baseball. He's also from Eugene, Oregon, but he got drafted into the major leagues when he was right out of high school. He's a really, really, really good friend of mine. So he handles most of the corporate development, which is kind of like jack of all trades, master of none. Right. We kind of have a different corporate structure that's more aligned with a corporation as opposed to a football front office. And that's because, I wanted to do something and provide guys an opportunity who had not had that opportunity before. I really didn't want to look at recycling guys that have gone from other places and things of that nature, in part because I wanted to make sure that, whatever we talked about in the room, I would know for a fact that it would just stay there. But when you got a guy that's worked in 5, 6, 7 places, there ain't no such thing as a secret. You know that.
Yep.
And so I wanted to try to do something a little bit different and give guys an opportunity to learn from scratch and pick up another trade. And that's kind of what I've been aiming to do. We're still adding more. I would call it lower level personnel. We have a head coach selected. We've also been looking at some assistant coaches. We're getting under letter of intent with a number of those, and then bringing in some marketing and sales, personnel here in the next couple of weeks, gearing up to be able to start launching ticket sales January 1st.
How has COVID been out in that area? Is it pretty much locked down right now, or what's kind of the outlook there?
Yeah, well, I think up to about 2 weeks ago, I think that it was okay. California is one of those states. Is one of those states where it has been locked down pretty good. Whether you agree with it or not, that's a horse of another story and a totally different conversation. But one of the things that encourages me right now is that our arena is very busy right now in preparations for 2021. From talking to them, they're so busy. I don't think they're not operating under a pretense where they're going to be still shut down. So we're going to operate under those pretenses and just keep preparing and getting ready for the season. 4 months 4 or 5 months is an eternity. from now.
A lot can change.
Specifically, in light that you have, one vaccine that's already been approved by the FDA, and I think Moderna getting ready to get approval. I think that you're probably going to see some things open up, or I'm hopeful that they will, over the next, 4 to 6 weeks.
Yep.
And as long as you can continue just to prepare and keep doing the work leading up to, then I think it'll all be okay.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is sit around and not do anything. So it's great to hear that your front office is coming together. You got your coaching staff, coming together.
Oh yeah.
So all business as usual, kind of.
For the most
right?
part, yeah, we're signing. We're actively signing players and evaluating and trying to get guys in, and then looking at class of 2021 coming out this year. Looking at players that are coming out of college, and really trying to round out our roster and get things ready for training camp. But no, it's good. I'm not complaining. I have no complaints.
Well, good, man. Well, soak it all in, and just don't be afraid to reach out to people. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Sometimes people don't want to; they're hesitant to call, another team.
It's like a pride thing.
Yeah, but hey, it will save you money and aggravation, and I know the other owners are willing to help in that, which is cool.
This is a really, really, really good group. Really thankful to be able to be affiliated with these guys. Really thankful.
Yeah, and now that you're on the West Coast, I know Chris Siegfried, the commissioner, can't really say much, but I know that there's going to be some expansion kind of filling in there, over the next year or two. So, I'm going
to be helping with that too. As best I can. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's definitely some great markets, in between, and especially on that West Coast. I just feel like the West has been kind of untapped, in a lot of areas.
And it has in a lot of areas. It has been, but hopefully we can snatch up, maybe 3 cities next year, out west.
Yep.
And just keep it going.
Yeah. No, it sounds good. Well, tell us, is the website up yet? What's the website address? I love your logo, by the way. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the website is OntarioBandits.com. The team site will be fully developed and up between the 23rd and the 24th.
Okay. Just in time for Christmas.
Next week, just in time for Christmas. So we're trying to get everything done and in line so that we can begin just hitting the ground running on July 1st, July 2nd.
June.
Might have a hangover on the 1st, you know what I'm saying?
January, right?
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
January. Sorry.
Yeah. I was like June. Wait. And then I said that. So,
I'm on my second drink right now. So,
so what's the drink? What are you drinking?
Oh, a little vodka tonic.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it's not like
not too bad.
I mean, a little, margarita or something.
It's too cold outside to be drinking a little margarita.
It is cold. How's the weather out in LA right now? Is it a lot?
It's cold there too right now. Believe it or not. Yeah, 50s.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm in Orlando right now, and it's been cold today, so I'm in long sleeves. So
yeah. Well, it is just about Christmas. So
I had a question on here from somebody. Your head coach isn't announced yet, right?
No.
When do you plan? When are you shooting to do that?
Probably sometime in January.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna make an announcement sometime in January.
Well, Casey
I ain't
Smith.
gonna tell you who it is. I know you just.
What's that?
I'm not gonna tell you who it is.
Nah, well, a couple people are asking. Well, here's a comment from Casey Smith. Casey is a minority owner in Columbus. He says to tell you, make Josh buy you a drink from the Lions. So
I will.
Casey said to do that.
Okay, I'll do it. I saw that pop up. Okay, I'll tell him.
Yeah, no, it's cool, and we'll make sure that once you get back, we'll get you on the show because I'd really love to kind of dive into just your background and your journey in life. Okay. I saw some stuff about you, and Chris was telling me, and I was like, man, definitely, it's going to be a good show when we get you on for the full time.
Okay, yeah, whenever we can do it.
So can you show us what the bar looks like over there? Are these guys passed out yet or what? They gone.
They're all. They're, I don't know if you can see, but
a little bit.
You see them a little bit.
Oh yeah, there you go.
See them back there talking trash to each other.
Back there, like waving behind you. Let's see if we got any more of these other questions. Casey also posted this. This is a good one too that I believe in. The football side is the easiest part of the business. So, don't get too caught up. Make sure your staff is definitely out there on the business side.
Oh, yeah.
Tim is going to make sure he's out at some of those Bandit games. He's on Facebook. He was asking earlier if Ontario was going to be playing, and I was like, hey, he's coming on the show here shortly. So
we're definitely getting ready to play. Really excited with the players that we've signed so far. And we're just gonna keep adding.
You're gonna put the helmet back on?
No, I might maybe do warm ups and stuff like that. I'll be out there doing some stuff, but I might pull up out there, man.
Just looking at those guys, I'm like,
oh yeah, your Achilles, you can pop an Achilles real easy in your 40s, man.
All right, this is which team had the best presentation today?
Jacksonville.
Oh, okay. All right. So what did everybody just do, like a presentation on, like their team? Is that kind of what it was?
Yeah, for the most part. People just kind of gave an overview of hey, who's calling me Taz?
Is that your nickname? John
my
Welker
coach used to call me that, and I didn't like it. He used to say that you're moving fast, but you don't know where you're going. But anyway, yeah, he used to tease me about that.
Were you a blazer?
Something like that.
What was your speed?
Well, I mean, I could as low as I wanted to go, I could probably go.
Nice.
Yeah.
So tell the fans a little bit about your background though. Where'd you end up playing? Like, would you do a you went to Oregon? I know.
Mm-hmm. So went to Oregon. Was able to I participated in 2 sports there, football and track and field, and then was fortunate to get drafted to Baltimore in the second round in 1998. And then, in 2000, was fortunate to be on that Super Bowl team, Baltimore's first Super Bowl title against the New York Giants. I was fortunate to be on that team, and then just wound up able to last for about 8 seasons, and then took a year off, and then went up to Canada for a couple of years, and that was it. It was a good career. I feel like a lot of guys, it's always over before it's time. I mean, I had really just when it was over for me. I mean, I felt like the game had just started to slow down for me.
Right.
Yeah, but
finally seeing it,
Yeah, but once you hit 30, you know what happens. They just don't want to sign you after you're 30. Okay. But now that I'm in this position, I'm doing the same thing now. I'm looking at a guy that's 30, and I'm like, oh, he's too old.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough.
Yeah, it is tough, but really, really, really cool to be on the other side of it. Really cool to be on the other side of it. Hopefully, in the NFL, that would just be a dream come true. We'd love to have the next Kurt Warner, or next big time wide receiver or something like that. All the elements with the game are there to produce that kind of outcome. It's just going to come down to selecting the good enough players that have that upside and providing them with the opportunity to be able to do that.
Yeah, and I think too having some contacts, to get guys some looks. I mean, I know that one of the teams that I had, my partner, knew a GM in the NFL, so getting him to give a couple of our arena guys a look, it definitely helps. So, I mean, you got to have everything going your way. You know what I mean? It's not easy. So
yeah, I think it's a really, really, really good opportunity now for this league to be able to produce that outcome because of a lot of factors. You look at COVID-19. Most of the NFL teams, they can't do a thorough evaluation of all these players because you're not able to do that.
Yeah.
So the teams they're making what are called safe bets in players that they pick up. I'll give you an example. So let's just say you can't go through the normal vetting process on a senior class, right? Well, guys are just taking players from schools that historically may produce a lot of NFL players, and they're just taking them. But the guy that went to Appalachian State, that's kind of like, goes and does his thing at the combine and then he rises, like those guys aren't getting the look. And so you have that dynamic. And then you have the dynamic of, you have a lot of so you hear?
Talking trash already, man.
No, they're about to hit me with the hook. They're gonna get me off.
No, you can.
You see?
We just need we need to get those big boxing gloves at the league meetings.
Oh, look at Rob.
Everybody,
Look at Rob.
everybody's
He's talking trash.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have a dynamic and an opportunity now to where you can the NFL teams they have to. So what are you going to do? They're going to get guys off the street that have been just sitting there for a year, or are you going to be able to take a player that at least is coming from a system? It's hard to get picked up when you're coming off the street as a street free agent. You got a ton of talent out there that are just working out and putting it on YouTube and on Facebook, but scouts aren't looking at that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's either come play with us and have somebody look at you, or likelihood of you getting picked up, it's not very high.
Yeah.
Especially when you have just more and more players. And you look at the dynamic in the NFL, like half of these rosters are undrafted players.
Yep.
So you just got a lot. You have a lot of players that are just coming online every year. It's just tough.
Well, Patrick, man, I appreciate you joining us here tonight. I am gonna reach out to you though, because I want to get you on the show just for an hour or two, just me and you, maybe next week or the following week. So I'm gonna shoot you a text probably tomorrow, and let's connect there. But thanks again for joining. We had a lot of people chatting and are excited about the team out in Ontario.
Thank you, man. Have a good evening. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
See you.
And who we got here? We got Steve.
You got the short stick and you got me locked in. I'm sorry, Andrew.
Let's go. What are you doing? Are you the one on here posting on the league Facebook page?
No, that's Steve N. That's my guy that does a great job. I'm the guy that doesn't do anything. He does everything. I'm going to try and turn you up because I'm old and can't hear very well.
He makes you look good?
He absolutely does. And that's a hard thing to do if you can see me on video. So how's it going?
Good. How are things there? It sounds like everybody's having a good time.
Yeah, it was a good meeting. We still got another day, but it was a good meeting. We had some good conversations. Some things came up, and it's nice to have a productive meeting.
Have you been involved with the Sharks since inception, or when did you join the organization?
I have. My buddy Jeff started the team, came out, got everything together with his brother Brett from the Predators. Jeff used to work for the Predators.
Yep.
Came back out and had an opportunity to start a team in Jacksonville. So he came to me. We've been friends since high school.
Nice.
Which has been at least, 20, 30 years ago. I won't say too much.
Years ago.
But he started up, asked me to come out. So I moved from California, came out. We had another business that we started out here and started the team. And fortunately, we did really, really good and just been kind of going from there.
Well, we got Thomas Bland says that the Sharks have a wonderful coach. So
we've been very fortunate, through our organization timeline, starting with Les, who took us from the very beginning, helped us start everything up. Les Moss did a great job. In the NFL, we won 4 straight division titles. We got the Arena Bowl championship our second year, which is kind of unheard of. He did a great job. Then we kind of came back in, and Sia Birdie did a great job, get us the championship. And now James Fuller's been doing awesome, and we're looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring to us.
All right, well, fans out there, we've got Steve Curran from Jacksonville. Post some comments here, questions. We'll get them to him. So how did you kind of rank today's meetings? You've been in league meetings for 5-10 years now. So
they're always fun because you got a lot of different personalities, and you got a lot of A-type personalities, guys that are successful in their other businesses that come in. So it was pretty good. We had a lot of things that we set out. We had some different presentations, having a lot of stuff that hopefully we'll be able to release to the fans, and exciting news coming up for the league, which is always fun. But it was a good meeting.
What's good is I heard a lot of collaboration. And, I think that's so important. And the fans don't really realize that a lot of times, like, hey, look, we want to compete on the field. We're going to talk trash. We're going to have fun. But outside of that, everyone's success is important to all of us. And so anything that we can do to help each other.
And you hit it exactly right. I mean, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So we need all the teams to be successful. We're trying to help each team. And teams have been around a little longer. We do what's called the best practices and tell everybody what's working for you, what's not. Help any team that you can. But once you get on the field, it's everybody for themselves. And Gibson probably won't come on because I've been beating the hell out of him for the last couple hours about, I'm pretty bad that way, Andrew.
Listen, if you can't have fun, why do it, right?
Absolutely, right.
That's how I am. I love it. And, especially somebody like Gibson, who's been in the league and competed against, it's like a mutual respect, and, it's kind of like family. And, you don't always necessarily like your family, but they're your family,
Hey, what did he say? You only pick on those you love. I wouldn't pick on him if I didn't like the guy. The guy's awesome. We got a ton of respect for him. He's did a great job, but he's fun to pick on. We've been fortunate enough to beat him in a championship game. So, I got that over him. Even though I didn't coach, I didn't play, I didn't do anything but, show up at the games. But I can still pick on him.
I like to mess with him, too, because I beat him one game when I had to step in as a coach. And it was funny. So
he told me about that, by the way. So it's still fixing his cross. So good job.
Yeah, you got to. So Patrick said that you had the best presentation today.
It goes without saying, Jacksonville is the best organization, best run team, best looking owners, the best players, best everything. It's a clean sweep. Best dance squad, best fans. Our fans are the greatest fans out there. So what's up, Shark Nation? We love you guys. Looking forward to a big 2021. But I appreciate that from Patrick. That's nice to hear. We started and we copied some things from Orlando in the olden days. Chris Tamborelli did a great job back in the ticket office. Brett did a good job with the team. So, it's not like we reinvented the wheel. We just try to build on what other people did.
Well, what's it like winning Franchise of the Year last year when you were the team president?
We think we should win it every year, but it was nice to go. And Jeff was with us there too, so I'll share it with Jeff because he always did a great job. But it's nice. It's nice to get recognized for anything else. It's nice winning championships for your fans. That's more. We got 2 out of 3.
Yep.
And really, if we didn't have some problems a little bit, we should have had 3 out of 3 in our opinion. So,
those damn officials. Yeah. Was it officials or?
Say again.
Was it the officials?
No. Hey, we don't blame the officials on that stuff. It was our own play. We kind of did one of these. On the road, we had some obstacles come up, but you got to overcome it. And, we controlled our destiny. We just unfortunately that year didn't get it done.
Got a fan here ask a question. I don't know if you can answer, but any chance the NAL will have a TV deal this year?
We're working on something. We want to make sure that it's a good deal. So our fans, being on YouTube, any and everybody can get on there and watch it. But we would like to eventually get a TV deal. We've been talking to some people. Last year, we were really trying to get to a bubble situation and have a coverage, and we're real close with a couple different services between streaming and networks. We just couldn't pull it together in time. We're still trying to get it done, but as of right now, we don't have a TV deal done.
Well, and I'll tell you, with the technology now and all these streaming services, I like a TV deal. I don't think is as big as it used to be. I think it's big. But you have leagues, major league broadcasting on Twitch, on YouTube, Facebook now. Facebook has a subscription model now on live streaming. Yeah. So there's so many different options. And you're right though, on YouTube, pretty much everybody's got a phone and internet at least. So it reaches everyone.
But like you say, a TV would be great because the revenue would be nice. Eventually you'd like to get that get the player salaries up, get some other things going. But it all has to tie together. It has to make sense. We want to have a quality product and stuff that's nice right now. And the good thing about it is right now with Facebook, my mom in California can watch our games.
Right.
So selfishly, I like that. But if we could get on a network, obviously we'd like to do that. Whatever's best for the growth of the league.
Absolutely.
Players, owners, everything else, coaches. That's what we want to look forward to.
This is probably the best question I've seen yet. Can we see a 20-yard dash between you and Rob Storm?
What's up, Damien? I'm not going to give him back his belt if he keeps asking mean questions like that, because the fact that he doesn't think I could just crush Rob Storm hurts my feelings. He can't see it now, but Steve is down a belt, weight. I'm almost back to my high school weight if I went to high school in 2020. But, no, I would crush Rob Storm. I'll get him over here. He'll tell you too. But Damien just got demoted.
No, Damien had you though. He had his money on you.
Then you did see my money's on you. I see your comment now. Attaboy, Damien. I appreciate it, buddy. Yes, easy money, buddy. Easy money. Set it up. You can cash in.
Ryan just mentions that he wouldn't mind seeing the games stream on Twitch. We've had some other people do that on some of the other shows too, talk about that. So I think Twitch is an up and coming, especially on that younger demographic.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. I'm not quite up to the Twitch and a couple other things, but we are as a league looking at everything.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll get something out. There'll be a couple, like I said, announcements coming out of these meetings that should be exciting. I don't know if we're going to get to a league deal yet.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's, that takes time. And, the good thing about this show, though, too, is it allows us to test some of these different platforms. Because, I mean, right now we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, we are on Twitch, Twitter. So it kind of lets us see where the fans are at as well. And, really right now the fans are, primarily on Facebook. So that's good to see. Another good question.
It's all about the fans. So whatever the fans can do, hey, they can email me, steve@jagsharks.com. If they got suggestions, things that they think can work, I mean, don't be mean to me, people, please. But if they got suggestions, stuff to do, hey, we're always interested to see what the fans do because of the fans, that's why we have a league. So we're all about it. Movie buff, absolute favorite movie. Ooh, man, that's hard. I am a movie buff, and I have a lot of favorites. I mean, favorite Christmas time movie is Miracle on 34th Street. The little girl makes me cry every time. I probably shouldn't say that. My favorite sports movie, I love One-on-One. I used to play basketball in high school, so I love One-on-One. Great movie.
What's your favorite type of movie, though?
I love comedies. I like to go to the movies to get away from real life. So I don't like, my buddy Jeff loves documentaries. I'm not into that. I love getting away from things. So different movies. I mean, I love Memento. I love Forrest Gump. Razor's Edge with Bill Murray. Probably not a lot of people have seen that movie, but it's a little heavy movie, but I loved it. Deep Blue Sea. Deep Blue is another great one. I got a lot of movies.
Do you have a theater in your house?
Hey, in my house, I have one chair and a TV. That's it, bud. So, I mean, I don't have
That's all you need.
I do not have a theater in my house. Steve is a minimalist by choice. So, I do not. I'd love to have a theater in my house. But let me
I had one. I miss it.
Thank you for doing the podcast, bud. We're glad to have this deal going with you there.
Yeah.
We're hoping we can get this with you and try to get you that access. So thanks for doing this show. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for letting me. I'm definitely an amateur, but it's fun. It's fun talking to everybody.
Everybody starts off as an amateur one way or the other, right? And we build in there. We got the voice, Josh Jackson, who started off doing some PAs for us, our public address guy. We call him the voice now. He's awesome. Of course, he lost a vote for who was the best announcer. I hate to keep bringing that up, but for some reason I always do. But that's the guy who did a great job, and he started off as an amateur, and he does many different teams now. So
Chuck wants to know what's your favorite restaurant.
The Men in Black. Love Chuck, super fan, great guy, Godfather. My favorite restaurant. Well, if he's talking fast food, which I'm trying to get away from, it's toss-up between Del Taco and In-N-Out Burger. If he's talking restaurant, again, California roots showing Don Jose's, a Mexican restaurant. Out here, Metro Diner is a great place. One of our sponsors, great. I love Dick's Wings, another one of our sponsors. Look at me. I like every place. I mean, big guy. Hey, Rob's going to tell you that I would beat him in a race right now, Rob. 20-yard dash, me and you. Just verify for everybody that I would kick your ass.
I think we live stream it.
Rob's been drinking. I probably
Pay-per-view.
shouldn't say that. So pay-per-view, exactly.
Pay-per-view, we'll give it to charity and make sure we have the best medical team.
I was to say we need half that money to recover. So in the therapy,
can the charity be the Steve Recovery Fund?
It was going to be the Andrew Haynes Foundation.
there you go.
Well, great job with everything, Andrew.
Yeah, no, thanks.
I thought he was going to say great job, Steve, but of course not. So
No.
Steve,
not
we love you, man.
my partner, great guy.
Go Cobras.
Oh. that hurts too. See what I got to put up with, Andrew?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's not right, man. It's not right. I mean, come on. All right, we got another question for you here, and then we'll jump on to somebody else. Which teams are you looking forward to playing against the most this season?
I'm looking forward to going on the road to Ontario because I get to go home to California. My mom will be able to see it, get some family out there. New Jersey's been talking a lot of garbage over there, so I wouldn't mind, taking them to the woodshed. I really would have liked to see West Virginia come in because, they talked about how great they were, but, situations come up and this COVID's hurt certain teams a lot more. So, but we'll take that on coverage. We got that target on our backs.
Yeah. I mean, it's always fun when you got that. Chuck is taking you and me to lunch at Metro Diner, and I'm going to just come along. So,
hey, come along and go. Chuck's awesome, man. He's got some good stories too.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great. Well, no. So who else is going to join? Or is there anybody else not passed out or what?
Yeah.
What's that?
Have you talked to Chris yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably too much with Chris. I understand.
When Chris joined, the viewership dropped big time.
That's a problem. I understand. We have that on our own local show that he just kills us on. So, although he's a little prettier than I am, so.
Richmond misses arena football, so we got some fans out there.
Well, yeah, we appreciate all the fans checking into the website and into the podcast, and hopefully giving some good football this next upcoming season. So.
Yeah, people can't wait to get back in action and follow. So it's going to be a fun season.
Did you hear that, Chris? By the way, I just caught that. Who's up next? Okay, if you're done with me, Andrew, just say Steve, get lost. I can take a hint.
Oh, these guys keep popping in. I don't know if they're trying to get in and you're blocking or what. What's going on?
I think
they're going to eat.
I think everybody went out for the dinner break. We got them tight to these meetings all day. Didn't take too many breaks. So
Chris, well, then this is just our show.
Hard
then, man.
driver. Oh, just our show.
We're going to share my screen. We're going to watch a movie together. All right.
We can put one on. We'll do that commentary like those guys do. We'll just talk about the movie all day.
Exactly. Yep. Got another fan come back to New York.
Yeah. We'd like to get back to New York. That was a fun. We wish the venue was a little different, but we'd love to get out there.
Got somebody from Colorado
another
here.
Great place to play. Yeah, I mean that's. I like Colorado. We went out there for the Suns used to play the Nuggets back in the old days. Playoff game, went out there. Nice place. A little cold out there for those guys right now. We're in Florida. You can't see, but I'm in short pants and flip flops. So hopefully those people back east won't feel bad for us.
I like looking at Facebook. You see the snow on the pictures. That's
I've heard of snow. I've heard of it. I don't know if it's true or not because I haven't been there. Tom, New Orleans, love it. That was a great place to go and play against. Had a hard time keeping the players in line out there because they like to go up and whoop it up. But thankfully, because New Orleans was so bad, we'd always win when we went there. So it was fun to party afterwards. Should I not have said that, Chris? Chris is here to bump me whenever I say something bad, and he's just been hitting me for the last 10 minutes.
It's like, let's collect those league fines, man.
Whoa. Do not plant the seeds, Andrew. What are you doing to me, bud?
We gotta raise money, man. We gotta raise money.
Quick with the hook, man. I'm telling you right now. He must have a personal fund he uses for that. Did you hear he got a pool last year?
What did he get?
He got a pool put in last year. I think it was on our fines.
Oh, nice. Okay. I saw that caddy he's got.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Hey, we'd like to get a team everywhere and keep growing. So if people know places and potential owners, have them get with Chris and we'll vet them out and see what's going on. So
yeah, key is bring some great ownership to the table. I mean, the league will grow everywhere.
That's just we got to grow at the right pace and make sure we keep everything growing slowly.
I like what Chuck is saying here with
Chuck, we're not going to get a team in Birmingham. You can't go over there. You got to stay in Jacks, bud. But
I'll tell you what, though,
Birmingham would be great. That's a good market too.
And they're rebuilding that arena. It's like a few $100 million project right now.
Nice.
And that market has just kind of exploded. That city has kind of revitalized. Definitely an area I think would make. But again, it comes down to more than just the market. You got to have that component of good quality ownership that believes in the NAL vision, and that's the hard part.
Yeah, you got to forecast for a couple of years. A lot of guys, because they're successful in other businesses, come in, think they're going to hit a home run in year one, and sometimes they will. Some markets will, but you got to be able to kind of build that base up, show the fans what you got, and kind of just continue to build.
Well, James wants a team in Myrtle Beach just so he can go on vacation in the spring. So
maybe we do an exhibition game. We can go out there for a week or two and have a vacation during an exhibition game or an off-site game.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy, if anybody's got any questions, get them now, because I do not like to go on and do these things. Not because of you, Andrew, but get them out now. Any news on a Connecticut team? Well, obviously not for 2021. We've got a lot of things we can't talk about. Maybe Chris can later on in the conversation. But I think for 2021, we're set, because it's really tough to get teams up and running in time to be successful, especially with everything going on. Unfortunately, with the virus, it's hurt a lot of people. So
you definitely need time, and I think that's what a lot of people forget about. You got to have time to really build up and be a part of that community. Yeah.
You got to get a lot of stuff in place.
Yeah. How about I'm sure that this is not a Shark employee posted on here, but who's your favorite?
I'm sure that's Steven Chitola, and just because he posted that, I'm going to say he's probably about seventh favorite Shark employee.
And you got six.
I don't say my buddy Tim Johnson, I'm going to be in trouble, because he'll be pouting in the office all day. So I'll say Tim Johnson's the number one favorite employee, just so he doesn't pout. And then in about 10 minutes when he goes to bed, I'll say my real favorite.
It's like your kids; they're all your favorite, right?
Absolutely. How can you pick against your kids?
Come on,
I can, but
yeah,
I won't right now.
Evan posted a question earlier too about will there be betting on games this season?
I will take book on any Sharks game. So Evan, get a hold of me. I will take book on the Sharks games. That comes down to how it's going to be and where it's legal to bet on stuff. So there are some websites that you can gamble on, on NAL games. I mean, we had a couple past owners that like to go out there and gamble on it, so not owners, I should say, sponsors, but they like to do that. So it's out there. NAL boy, Evan, I mean, what do you got all this inside information or what? I mean, I never knew fantasy football was happening. Chris, are you letting stuff out of the bag? Again, we'll see what happens.
I'm getting some love. Look at that.
See,
yes, I made it.
Chuck just wants to keep reading his name. That's how he works. I know I'm on to you, Chuck.
On the stream.
I'm on to you.
Who invented the deuce?
That's a great question, and it's a great addition to the game. I love the deuce. It's a great thing. Chris, I guess Chris is taking credit for that. I didn't realize that, but he's taking credit for the deuce.
Oh wait, you're talking about football? That's different.
Oh God. Sorry about that. I'm not really sure. I mean, we saw it out there. We liked it. And it's a great thing to go. It adds a lot to the game, and it makes some games reachable. I missed that last question. I'm sorry.
It was just a comment. Just Brandon saying he's out in Colorado, but he's supporting Albany Empire. He said pretty much Jacksonville sucks.
Well, wait a minute. We got to get Brandon to jacksharks.com. I mean, you might as well root for a winner. I mean, I know they won last year with that small little thing over there, but it took a former Shark coach to win the title. Only reason he got it was all the stuff he learned being in Jacksonville, all the stuff I taught him.
And a former Shark quarterback.
Yeah, and a former Shark quarterback with Tommy out there. Love Tommy.
So it was pretty much a Sharks team up there.
It
Sharks
2.0. If you look around the league, all the former Sharks go to other places, and they just they spread the love out there.
So do you get guys, are your guys like, an older team? Or are you a younger team? Or you have a good mix?
You try to get a mix. You're trying to get some veterans that can lead the guys that go through. You try to keep young, get some guys up there, get some hungry guys. But, that James does a great job of that, and all our other coaches have. I mean, I'm not going to come here and shit that guy. I'm the player personnel guy. If we see somebody we like, we might nudge and wink, wink, get the guy. But the coaching staff, that's their job, and they do a great job doing that. Let the guys know what they're talking about, take care of that stuff.
Yeah,
so we'll get you to get James on there.
Yeah, definitely. Chuck is busy. He wants some more FaceTime. He wants to know about a bus trip to California. I say you put him on a Greyhound bus.
Hey, he can drive with me. It'd be a great road trip, hanging out with Chuck, hearing the stories and everything else. That would be a fun one. That'd be a long one, but that would be a fun one. Chuck, I'm working on bus trips to Orlando, Carolina, Columbus. Let me start there, then worry about the big boy trips.
Is Aaron Garcia coming out of retirement?
Man, I wish. AG was a baller. That guy, I tell you what, the guy was a beast. We're so thankful to Aaron for coming to Jacksonville and getting us going. Without him, who knows how we would have started. So AG's got a lot of love at Jacksonville. He'll probably be the first player we put up in our Ring of Honor.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Is that going to happen this season? Are you starting that, or when will that be?
Well, that's a great question. We talked about it for a little while. We want to get the guys out and try to do some stuff. So we want to bring him and his family out. And unfortunately, he keeps adding to his family. It's going to cost us more and more money to get this guy out here. And he's entrenched in, unfortunately, he's a no-Cal guy, and I'm a SoCal guy, so I don't like him for that part.
Right.
He did so much for the franchise that I still got a lot of love for him.
Zach says Sharks all day.
There's another beast right there. That guy is another guy that's awesome. Great player both ways. Seeing him come in fullback, just breaking guys down, making tackles. That's another guy that's a great player. Lucky to have him on our team. So.
Nice. Got James. He wants the Cobras to bring back the title.
Some of these guys, you got to straighten them out. Cobra title. The only reason they got that title is because we felt sorry for Rob and let him have it. So you got to let the new guys.
All right, Rob, you got this one. Yeah,
say, Rob, we don't want to win every year. Go ahead and we'll let you have that one. So
we got to spread the love a little bit.
And by the way, in case anybody's know, I am kidding. They did a great job. They played great. That's some awesome players. So I just like to pick on everybody.
Yeah, you can't joke about that stuff. I know it's
going to come back. I'm going to get mean letters and stuff. I'm just kidding. A lot of love for
it'll be like, oh, you threw the game.
Exactly.
Which teams will be the toughest for Jacksonville this year?
Well, everybody wants to play their best against the champs. So we got a target on our back. So we don't really get let down games. And because of the owners' meeting, I do talk a lot of crap. All these guys are probably giving bonuses for beating us. So, but Carolina's always tough. Like I said, I like to pick on Jason, but he always does a great job in Columbus. So it's tough. Orlando's our rival. They're going to turn it around. They had a couple of down years, but they're ready to go. I like to pick on Steve and Nancy Morris because we've just been dominating them. So Shark Nation, Steve, Nancy, take that down.
You going down? Any rule changes? Any rule changes that you guys talked about this offseason?
We got a pretty good game right now, so I don't think there's anything where we got to change. We'll always look at stuff to make make the game a little better. Nothing really came up in conversation right now, but we're not ruling it out. If it makes the game better, more fan friendly, we'll listen and we'll talk about it. Yes, I agree, Evan. If they get Grady back, they will be very dangerous. We love when Tommy was on our team. I certainly wouldn't want to play against him.
Steven's having some fun here on Facebook.
Boy, that's tough because I get to pick on Jason when we beat Columbus, and I get to pick on Rob when we beat Carolina.
That is a tough one.
Since I haven't really lost either one of them, I don't know which would be worse. So
you don't know.
I like beating any and everybody. As long as we get that title and put another trophy in the case, that's good for me.
Where's the rings at? You have where?
You have
too many?
You don't wear them anymore? So they're so big and gaudy that it hurts my fingers holding all those rings up. We have 3. So, I got to get a thumb ring next. So next time I get on your show, I'll break them out so everybody can see the bling.
James is getting an email together for you.
See, James, I said I didn't want any bad emails. I was just kidding, James. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance for anything I say now or might say in the future.
Any questions out there for Steve, guys? Come on, let's give him some.
Last chance. You can do movies. You can do NAL. I'm well versed on the NFL, fantasy football, whatever you need. I am just a plain genius. So. And I'm very modest. Just
kind of a big deal. Kind of.
I mean, you're not going to see Shad Khan doing this. That's all I can say.
He's coming on next.
Of course, we got more wins in a season. No, I'm not going to. Boy, I'm not doing that. I will be in big trouble. Jags fans, I am kidding. Duval, we love you guys.
Yeah, come on. You can't say that.
No.
Can't say that.
That was a bad joke.
I appreciate you joining me, Steve. Man, it's been good. I can't wait to get you on for the full time though, so we can really dive into more about you.
But absolutely appreciate it. NAL Live Nation, good to see you guys. Go Sharks!
Yeah. Is everybody else gone now, Chris?
Everybody else is gone, man. I gotta stick around because it's my.
Can I have my $10 now?
Hold on, I gotta pay Steve.
Are we still on the line? Never mind.
I had to stick around because my computer.
Well, look, if anybody's got any quick questions for Chris, otherwise we'll let these guys go. I know they had a long day. It started at like about 8 a.m. and they're still wrapping up. It sounds like they're meeting over there with the high top tables.
No. Actually, they went to go get dinner. So hopefully they order me something I could just sneak in and just eat.
Yeah, grab it and go. Well, no, Chris, man,
I appreciate everything you do, Andrew, and I hope between Patrick and Steve, you guys got some good questions and stuff going on. We're super excited about 2021, and we know the fans are too. So we'll keep pushing forward.
Yeah, no, sounds good. Well, we'll talk to you tomorrow, and thanks, fans, for joining us. Remember, next week we'll be back. Make sure you're on all the social media so you can get all the updates when we go live. This one was kind of unscheduled, so we were able to get a hold of everybody here, so we wanted to make sure we could get you guys some news. So see you guys next week. See you, Chris.
Thanks, guys. See you guys.